Hello again. A beautiful figure again. One of those standing up. It's drawing of Russian Academy. Of a man standing up, leaning on his left-hand side, and the gesture is beautiful on this one. But also it's a very rendered drawing, well finished, which, to be honest, it's not my target here to finish it the way that it's been, but I will use what the artist has done here to make our own decisions here. I mean, the shadows that the artist has used, shadows, are beautiful, and the landmarks, as in his breast, which is here, his six-pack, which looks a lot to be very clear where it is here, and mainly its gesture, which is really good, and proportion as well. Well, let me see. Yes, his head, or his line on his forehead, when it goes down, it goes right to his down. It goes right here to his kneecap. There we are, and then here, kneecap again here. These Russian academists, this Russian Academy of Drawing is, they are very well, they're really based on, well, you have amazing drawings from there, coming from there, but what I want to say is that they're based on school of Italian Renaissance. So they have amazing drawings. Then you have his heel. And then you have a V shape here of his. Now, I'm not sure that's correct, or the distance between his crotch area or hip is correct right to the end of his foot, but I'm just guessing. It looks okay for the time being. Now that's his arm, right arm, upper right arm. Then you have his again and then his other left arm here. Now his chin goes right inside here, chin, mouth, nose, and his forehead. Actually, the nose comes a little bit more within here, and then you have the forehead. I'm keeping to this line. You see, I'm moving everything, all the features, I'm moving them inside here to keep that line which connects me with the kneecap. So I'm moving all my features more inwards here, which basically what I could have done or should have done is get a line here and then get everything, all chin, nose, within that line. and forehead. It's got long hair. Then you have shadow, cast shadow on his neck from the head. And eyes, he's looking low. But to make that drawing the way that you will see it's finished, I wouldn't do it in half an hour. I would need probably an hour and a half to finish it this way. And then the hand itself is somewhere here. There we are. And then you have that's it. So that's his armpit. This breast is really, really dark, and there is a muscle which goes, I'm treating it, so you see I'm moving it sideways. And then you have underneath his, you have that rib cage here, rib cage there, 2, that will be enough. And then here it's his belly button, and then shadows coming all through there. And here as well. His crotch area, his legs, amazingly, beautifully done here. The legs are fantastic. I mean, the muscle, the roundness of the thighs, just beautiful. And then you have here his kneecap and the bone structure here. Bone structure and his right foot at the back. Bit of cheekbone, bit of nose moving out, forehead. And hair, should give it a bit more of a color on the hair. And then obviously not to neglect the ear, which is right down here, a bit darker. And squinting my eyes, I see that on the whole arm, the most important thing is this beautiful muscle here coming. Then shadows. And the lower arm, it's very muscly, but it's very weak in shadows, but it's very bony structure. And then you have wrist, hand, and this little finger, which goes something like this. And then you have 2 fingers together, ring finger and middle finger joined, and then the index finger right here, and thumb back in there. You don't actually see it. Maybe I've done the hand a little bit wide. There. More like this, give it a bit of a tonal value anyway, which is helpful, creates depth as well. Another tonal value here, and then leave this muscle, this beautiful muscle, a bit on its own. There we are. Now I could, with a putty, I could do that and highlight it here. That will be, that's a good move here. And then the same thing. So get the putty and do that little peak, and then move it, peak, and then move it here, all around his head. I don't want to look it. Not. I want to keep his character. He's of a certain age, this man. He's not very young, so I want to give that also a look on his face of a mature man here. It's not looking a lot like him, but to be honest, in such a small portrait. Now the reason why I'm doing it so small is that because you might be thinking, well, why not bigger? Well, it takes a lot longer to make it bigger. I will need a lot more time for that. And on the other hand, I don't want you to, it's not a study, it's a gesture. It's a gesture drawing, which with minimum studying of his muscles. And also, if you would like to finish it off, obviously to spend time, you have to spend hours and hours on doing that. To do it or render it the way that he's been rendered here on this original. By the way, this is my style. I really, really love this style. It's more of a realism combined with a hint of abstraction. Soften these, and then get his pants here. A line will be enough for his pants. And actually, the way I see it, I see a little bit of a line or a bit of a shadow on the whole his body structure. I mean, he's got a reddish tone. The whole figure's got a red tone. So it's important to give it a go with that dark red tone. And with some help of my brush here, say soften those areas, especially where there is light area. Underneath shadow. And then the muscles here. And then a little bit of half tone here. See, that looks better. Softer shadows with a bit of a brush here, number 9. Or a brush like this, which is number 9. That's number 9 here. Let me see if you can see it. 9. But it really not that important a number. It's the peak of the brush which is important. This, so you can direct it precisely to where you want it to do. With fingers, it's very hard. That line here, and also chin, mouth. Now I need to sharpen this. I need to sharpen my charcoal. Sharpen the charcoal, make the edge a lot more pointy, so I can get to the places that it's hard now. So they make it as sharp as possible here. This is it. And then that big muscle mass here. Again, there. And then with my brush, soften it. So sharpen it first, darken it, and then soften it wherever you want it to be placed or to be emphasized. There we are. Muscle here. Muscle here. And then the hand, although I like the way it looks now, so I don't want to re-emphasize that because it's quite good. But what I need to do is to soften this. That's the one. Say softly coming in here, and then give it a little bit with some light, highlighting it here. Yes, on the muscle and the bone structure of the upper arm. Sorry, upper arm is this, lower arm, sorry, lower arm. A wrist, basically. And then get some lines moving there. Getting it completely merged with the background, lines around there, that's it. And coming back to the muscle. This is it. Let me check again on the original, coming right down. Forehead, vertical line, there. Okay, forehead, vertical line, there. Okay, yeah, I could afford coming a little bit, because I was thinking I need to come that line, the line goes there, so it's that the bone structure here, the kneecap is more inside this vertical line, that line coming through, so it's more on that side, on the right hand side. Some shadow, cast shadow of the hand here on the thigh, then pants, just give him a little bit of a darker shadow there, and a little bit more. Now I'm tempting to go with the brush and give some darks here. There you are, some darks here on the thigh, a bit more darks on the thigh. Coming around here again. And a little bit darker here. See, that gives him a beautiful dark tone on his thigh. And then here. That emphasizes the muscle here, muscle mass, the muscle mass. You know what I mean. Making up words sometimes, but not in this case. Okay, now I think I got it right in this case, yes. Then you have the breast coming this way, and then a little bit of shadow here. And there. Now let me check if the whole thing is correct. Let's say the middle, or from the crotch area to his, oh come on, I don't know where that music comes from. Just touched it. Okay, now toes to his crotch area, and then there. Okay, goes right there. Now let me see that top of his head to his palms. No, crotch area to there. Okay, toes to his crotch area. 1, 2. It goes to his eyebrow. Okay, so what I've measured is that from here, from the toes to his crotch area, is the same as from there to his eyebrow. Wow. Almost perfect. Which means I have a little bit longer than what I needed. So I could come and bring, you see, I can now cut down here, because that's where the issue is. Because that is longer on me. It was up to his eyebrow. And it was a little bit further up, higher than that. So, but that's you see, without measurement, it's after years of doing it, you just go and you can see if it works or not, if it requires more measurement or not. But it's basically pretty much the same, or very close to being the same, with a tiny bit of changes. So a bit of cheekbone here, cheekbone, upper mouth. That was a mistake, I'll fix that. And then here, so his mouth has been diluted now, so going back here and fix it, that's where it is. Lip, and then some there, and then you have this, and then all around here, and then you have a little hand, and then here, middle finger, a little bit more of a, yeah, that's it. Emphasize the hand a little bit more, and let me see. Yeah, here we are. Yeah, I could make that a bit more rounded, top of his hand. And pinky, as we said, moves a bit further out. And some shadow coming right through there. And shadow of his, that's it. That pushes him back a little bit by doing that. Emphasizing again his belly button, coming back and forth with that. Some muscle mass here again. And rib cage. But what I could do is to emphasize, because the lightest light on his body is here. That's where he's got a little bit of a stomach there. Rib cage. Not to move it too much, because the camera does move a lot. Okay. And we're going back here and seeing that his foot in a vertical line just goes and connects with this. Yes, connects with that. So there, I could go with the foot right up here. So I can move the foot a little bit more towards the left. And it's beautiful to show the strain of this muscle here. The bone, which is the shin, showing it around here as well. See, just a blow and it completely blows away the whole dust which was there. It's a bit like a rubber, really. You blow it so hard that it gets the charcoal off very quickly. Now, you don't have to work that with charcoal, to be honest. It's quicker with charcoal, more effective, but you can work it in pencil, obviously. And then you have that. And let's see where this hand, when this foot stands up, 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 up. Okay, so that is here, so that vertical line, and you got it right here. There we are, toes, and then bone here, bone structure. Now with the brush aside all the darks here and there. A lot softer here. Here we are. That's better. Soften everything. That's better. And here, just get that roundness of his muscle. Could go with that, and then spread it again with your brush. It's preferable than using, well, I'm using more and more of it, because with the fingers, as I said, as we know, you leave some oil, which we do have in our hands and fingers. Natural oil, and that's not good for the paper. So brush is neutral, it's completely dry. A brand new brush, obviously, or a clean one that you washed it. Okay. Shin and the muscle. Shin and the muscle, there we are. Get rid of these lines, they're a little bit too strong for me. And that bone structure, or the kneecap, which comes right around here. Show some ground here, some horizontal ground. And with a putty, just bring that back a little bit more. Right there, the bone structure of his foot. And toes as well. You don't have to draw them individually, but the eye picks up those lines and creates a platform there, or it creates what is needed to be created. Basically, the eye regulates it, or understand it, or understand what's going on there. Kneecap. Okay, and possibly get rid of that line. It's a bit too strong. There as well. And move that thigh. See, I'm losing that line here. See that? On purpose. It looks better. And I could do the same here. Don't need that. Or even here. There is some indication that that's going on there, but I'm just making it more and more abstract, basically. And moving towards abstraction there. So it's a combination, as I said, realism with abstraction. Although it's not, I'm still grinding my charcoal, sorry for that. Make it a little bit sharper. And it's a combination, as I said, of this abstraction and realism, or abstract figurative art, whatever you want to call it. So it's a figurative art, but it's also a bit abstract at the same time, with those lines and places disappearing and appearing again, and disappearing again and appearing again, like what I'm doing here. So that rendering it, which is so amazing here, it's really inspiring to see the original work, which obviously you're going to see. That's the middle finger, obviously, and then the ring finger is just a shadow of it. Is within that shadow, and then a little bit of hand itself, and then the index finger. The index finger here. And then that's looking good now there. Sorry about that.
You know what I like, don't you? He goes crazy now because there's not much going on, no students in the house, so exactly. So when he sees
Sorry about that. It's Ruth, you know Ruth. And then going back and forth with this. It's looking okay. Just emphasizing that a bit more again. And then here's and a little bit of breast here, just emphasizing that a bit more. There you go. What I'll do, I'll darken this completely. I'll darken that a lot. Let me do this. Yeah, that's better. Nice darks here. Love that. That's really good. I think that's what I was missing. And then dark here.
no. Yes, he goes upstairs and then he stays. Bye, have a nice day.
And then dark here. And a little bit darker here as well. That's it. That's good. Oh, lovely. That's so much better now. Volume, basically. And dark here as well. And all around here, you see that dark is really, really good. It creates platform, it creates shadows everywhere. All around here as well. All around here. Okay. And keep that darks here all around. Top. Bit of light here. Bit of light areas here and here as well. Muscle. So I'll keep it light, and what I'm thinking of doing is maybe spraying it a little bit and then keeping the darks. So that will hold the darks that I've done so far. And then add some darks later on after the spray. But before I do that, there you are, that muscle is beautiful here. Amazing. Very good. Okay, I'll spray it now. Spray. Spray it here. Okay. Let's see, give it a few seconds or 20 seconds. See, just adding re-emphasizing those dark areas. There we are. I'm taking a lot more time with these than I intended to do. One of the reasons is that it's beautiful, and secondly that tending to give it a go a little bit more, just to encourage you to tackle as much as you can out of this, and to get as much as you can out of this as well. So all these areas are really, really dark here. And the line here, just give it a bit more darker here. The shin. The shin darker here. And that's a nice trick here, just leaving that completely bland and getting only the darks around where the light area is. Well, the light illuminates the foot, sorry. Foot. And then a little bit of toes here. Work. There you go. Same thing here. Again, maybe too dark or maybe too low, maybe a bit higher than that, but I've done it. I mean, that line here, I think it's okay where it is. And re-emphasizing his head a little bit more, as in, you know, features. Just a tiny touch here, and that will be enough. And that's important. That line here is very important. It suggests his and the ear. It's inside there, but a little bit of ear. There we are. That looks good now. The head looks good. Looks good, but a bit big for my taste. So keep the head a little bit intact, or in shape, or in control. Maybe that's the best word, in control. Meaning a bit smaller than that. There we are. Top, upper lip, lower lip. And then you have his receding here on his hair. Okay, what's the date today? Today is the 8th? No, the 9th. I don't know, it's the 8th, I think. No, it's the 9th. 9th, sorry. 9th. Okay, see you on the next one.